All right. Good afternoon. I'm Major Max Guerin, Maxgeron, with the Dallas Police Department's Crimes Against Persons Division. I've got updates on 4 cases that I'll go over. I'll go over them one at a time, allow you guys to ask questions, and then before I go on to the next one. To start off with, I want to announce an arrest related to a murder investigation. On September the 24th, 2015, Dallas Police responded to 725 North Winnetka regarding the unidentified remains found in the backyard of a vacant home at that time under renovation. During the course of the investigation, it was determined that those remains belonged to the registered homeowner, Ronald David Shumway, a white male, 57 years old, and who had not been seen in about 6 months. The investigation also revealed that Christopher Brian Colbert, a white male, 8/21 of 1972, had assumed Mr. Shumway's identity in June and committed several deceptive acts, including the sale of Mr. Shumway's home. On February 22, 2016, the Dallas Police Department issued warrants for Christopher Bryant Colbert for tampering with governmental records, securing and executing of a document by deception, and money laundering, each carrying a $100,000 bond. Earlier today, Christopher Brian Colbert was arrested by the United States Marshals in Los Angeles, California, where he is currently being held and awaiting extradition.
Was he still using the guy's name that was found dead in the backyard?
I think all of that information was related to Mr. Shumway's property. I don't have any evidence to indicate that he was still claiming to be Ronald Shumway at that time.
So what's the hypothesis on what he had to do with the death of Shumway?
That's not something that I'll go into at this point. You can draw your own conclusions at this point, but the detectives certainly want to speak to him regarding the finding of the remains and what other information he may be able to provide.
Was there foul play suspected in the remains?
Yes.
Extradition, is he fighting it, or is he...
I would venture to say that it's too soon to say that since he was just taken into custody earlier today. That'll be something that'll proceed through the courts. The second update will be regarding the shooting by a suspect that was on a hoverboard that some have been asking about. This morning at about 4:15 a.m., a male victim pulled into the parking lot around the 9000 block of Community Drive, which is where he encountered the suspect who, according to him, was riding on a hoverboard. The victim in the car asked the male if he needed a ride, and according to the victim, that suspect declined, and the victim then drove away. About 30 minutes later, somewhere around 4:45 a.m., that victim returned to the area where he again encountered the suspect on the hoverboard, asked him again if he wanted a ride. The suspect again declined the offer, but according to the victim, he appeared angry, and as that victim drove away, the suspect on the hoverboard pulled out a gun and fired into the victim's vehicle, striking the victim in the right arm. That gentleman was taken to Parkland Hospital in stable condition, where it's my understanding he was treated and released. The victim described that suspect as a black male, approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall to 6 feet tall, had shoulder-length dreadlocks, and was possibly wearing a red shirt at the time. I don't have any additional information on him. If anybody has any information, saw something related to this offense, then certainly we would like them to call police, and I'll provide a number, a means of contact once I get finished with the final update. Any questions on that one?
Do we know if they knew each other or something like that?
It doesn't appear that they did.
So he was just asking, hey, you need a ride?
Yes, twice.
30 minutes difference.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Is this the first time that something like this happened, like a hoverboard and a suspect shooting from a hoverboard?
I have no idea. First time I've heard of it, but it's the hoverboard was unremarkable to us in the commission of the offense. It really played no part other than the suspect happened to be on it. Third update is an aggravated assault investigation that is now a murder investigation. On March the 2nd, shortly before 1 a.m., the victim, Alvin Joseph, a black male, 30 years old, was walking his dog in the area of 9900 Adlita Boulevard when he was approached by an unknown suspect. Without provocation or any warning whatsoever, according to Mr. Joseph, the suspect shot him once in the face. A witness heard the gunshot and called police. Mr. Joseph, before he was taken to Presbyterian Hospital, was able to talk to police briefly. However, this afternoon, Mr. Joseph succumbed to his injuries and died. Again, we have little information to go on regarding this offense, and we're hopeful that someone will hear about what happened, and perhaps if they'll recall something, seeing someone suspicious, seeing someone around that time, March 2nd at about 1 a.m. 9900 block of Adlita Boulevard, Northeast Dallas. And finally, talk about community tips that led to the identification of an attempted sexual assault suspect whose image we broadcast from surveillance video earlier this week. After broadcasting that information about an attempted aggravated sexual assault that occurred at 4125 Swiss Avenue, that occurred on February the 28th, the Dallas Police Department received a number of tips from citizens with information as to the identity of that suspect seen in the surveillance footage. As a direct result of those tips, detectives positively identified the suspect in the video as Brandon Alexander Tarrant. He's a black male. Date of birth is 9/15 of 1989. And I'm happy to say that detectives secured an arrest warrant for the charge of attempted aggravated sexual assault, which is a second-degree felony. And Tarrant was arrested this afternoon at about 3 p.m. by agents with the U.S. Marshals North Texas Fugitive Task Force here in Dallas, and was brought to Dallas Police Headquarters a short time ago. So we absolutely want to thank the citizens, and there was a number of them that called, that recognized him, identified him for police, and helped us to solve this crime and get a dangerous individual off the streets. So we've got his image. That's his driver's license.
Were you able to ask him what he was trying to do? Was he trying to get into that place because he knew someone there? Or did he just ran there?
Yeah. As we speak, detectives are talking with him. He's upstairs being interviewed by detectives. So we'll hope to know more later on, but we don't know the answer to that at this point.
Was it Crime Stoppers that people called in on?
Yeah, absolutely. A number of people called Crime Stoppers and called detectives with information. It appears that he had been to some sort of an event, a party of some kind prior to committing the offense. Citizens recognized him from that and called us right away. And so we're thankful and appreciative that they would take the time to do that, help us get this individual off the streets.
And what will he be charged with?
At this point, attempted aggravated sexual assault. That's a second-degree felony. Anything else?
Do you have any words, about when citizens came forward and prevented it? Do you have any words about that?
Well, absolutely. This is a testament to the quality of the citizens and of human positive aspects of human nature. A citizen intervened during the commission of this offense and prevented it from becoming much worse. And then on the back end of the investigation, it's citizens that reached out to help protect their community that identified him. And we're absolutely grateful for their participation in helping secure the safety of other Dallasites. Thank you.